You need more money to hit your financial goals, so you have decided that a side hustle could be for you. But the thing to know is that not all side hustles are created equal. Some side hustles will take you a long time of work and effort before you earn any money from them, while others might be really easy to get started, but once you have them, you will hit a earning ceiling pretty fast. So, how do you know which is which? I have taken 5 common side hustles and rated them according to these 2 factors. 1, the barrier to entry, so how easy or difficult is it to get started? And number 2, the scalability. How easy or difficult is it to maintain this side hustle and grow it? For this rating, I have used a very sophisticated system where a green thumbs up means that it's easy, it's good. A red thumbs down means that it's pretty difficult. It's going to require a lot of work and probably some luck as well. Alrighty, let's get rating. Number 1, start an online shop. So this is what you see a lot for people who have hobbies, where they are creating things anyway. Maybe it is knitting, maybe it's sewing, maybe it's painting or illustration. You are doing something in your free time for fun, and somebody says to you, those are really good, you should sell them. So the idea with this is that you monetize it by either going to a market stall or you jump online to one of the many online shops and create your own little storefront. Okay, so how does this one rate? For barrier to entry, I've rated it pretty highly. It is easy to get started because you already have the skills. And when it comes to online storefronts, there are a whole bunch of online options and it's pretty easy to create a little page for yourself. It might take a little bit of time to gain traction, but the essentials to get started are not difficult to overcome. Easy in terms of barriers to entry. However, scalability. For monetizing your hobbies, I have rated scalability as low or difficult. The reason is you are essentially exchanging your time for money. There are only 24 hours in a day. You only have one of you who is able to do the illustration or the sewing, and it takes you a certain amount of time to do those things. So once you have hit your max of 24 hours, you can't produce any faster, which means it's going to be difficult to sell more and make more money. So for scalability, this one's going to be pretty difficult. Number 2, selling a digital product. This one is very sexy and not that easy depending on who you are. So a digital product could be anything from an interactive PDF or something like an ebook. And sometimes people plop courses, online courses into this group as well. So the idea of digital products is that they are less limiting than your tangible physical products. You create it once and from then you can sell it over and over again. However, let's bring us all back down to earth for a second. The barrier to entry for this one is a little bit trickier. I have rated it as medium to difficult for a number of reasons. Firstly, you have to have an idea. You know, you can't just produce an ebook out of nowhere or create an online course where you don't know what you're teaching. And then on top of having the idea, you need to have an audience to sell it to. If people don't know it exists and nobody knows who you are, nobody's going to buy it. That's your first hurdle. So depending on where you sit with those 2 factors, this is probably medium. However, if you have got no audience and don't know what you want to talk or write or speak about, this one is going to be pretty difficult when it comes to getting started. But is it worth it in the long term in terms of scalability? The rating for scalability on digital products is great. It's easy to scale this. Like I mentioned before, you create a product once and you can sell it on repeat with a few updates, maybe once or twice a year. But in general, you are not going to be limited by your own time. So opportunities to scale a digital project? Easy. Hello, this is just a scrappy interruption. If you are liking this video, it would be really great if you would subscribe to my channel. Please and thank you. And of course, if you are liking this or have any thoughts or anything that you would like to see, let me know in the comments. Number 3, selling a freelance service. So you're gonna write online, you're gonna do design work online, maybe some kind of consulting. So again, this is one-to-one client work that you are exchanging time for money, and it can be very lucrative. So how easy is it to get started? Depending on the skill that you are wanting to sell, this varies. But in general, something like copywriting or designing, it's really easy to get started, particularly with all the online freelance marketplaces at the moment. You don't need qualifications or a huge list of clients to get going. So this one's pretty easy to start. However, when it comes to scaling it, this is where it can become a little bit challenging. Firstly, because there are minimal barriers to entry, there is a lot of competition. So it might take some time before you start making really good money from your side hustle. You also are going to come up with that same old issue of being limited in terms of your time. There will only ever be so many projects that you can take on because you are only one person. And that is obviously going to limit how much money you're able to bring in on the side. So in terms of scalability, it's pretty difficult. Number 4, start a YouTube channel. Hey! YouTubers make money in 2 ways, generally speaking. AdSense from YouTube itself. So the ads that play at the beginning and the end of the video, you get a little cut from. Or brand sponsorship. That's how people make money on YouTube. But it does not come overnight. So barrier to entry for starting a YouTube channel, super low. All you need is a phone and a little bit of creativity and you're off. However, scaling this one is really hard. I can tell you from experience, it takes a lot of work, and most YouTubers who end up making money have to put hours and hours of work in before they see a cent. So you have to be in it for the long game. But once you're in it, it might be worth it because A, you have an audience, and B, you've had all this time to think about something like a digital product that you can then sell to that audience. So in terms of scalability, it's going to be hard at first, but the opportunities are pretty endless. Alrighty, number 5, get a second job. This is one that people never talk about anymore, but it's really simple to pick up a side gig as a table attendant at a restaurant or doing data entry. So if you're not interested in solopreneur, entrepreneurial mindset, and you literally just want some extra cash, getting a side job could be the answer for you. So how does it rate? Barrier to entry is low. All you have to do is put your CV together and send it off to a bunch of places. There are obviously limits on your time. It's not so flexible. So if you are raising a family or have other caring duties, this one's probably not going to work. But in general, it's pretty easy to get going. Scalability, you're going to have the same issue as many of these. It is going to be hard to scale this one, probably impossible in fact, because again, only so many hours in the day. Great if you just want money, not so great if you want to grow this into anything other than a weekend or evening job. So there you have it, 5 common side hustles rated by yours truly. I hope that this helps you make a decision, or at least gives you some things to think about as you decide which side hustle to pursue. And I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.